Give us your house, crackers. Racist BLM leader demands all whites obey her 10 demands or else. The racist organization Black Lives Matter continues to be a thorn in the side of American society, and their latest antics are sure to create even more President Trump supporters. Chanel Helm, who is a Black Lives Matter terrorist in Louisville, Kentucky, has published a list of demands she feels white people must follow. The list of demands that Ms. Helm published in Leo Weekly is nothing more than a racist diatribe. Imagine the public outcry if a white person published this list and made these demands of black people. The demands which Ms. Helm makes is the representative context for how the left feels entitled to things they didn't earn, nor do they deserve. The Irish were slaves in America long before the Africans were, yet the federal government is not paying the descendants of Irish immigrants for the forced labor and rape they were subjected to. Ms. Helm starts off with, if you don't have any descendants, will your property to a black or brown family, preferably one that lives in generational poverty. She then goes on to assert that white families who have money and can afford to downsize should do so. Apparently because what they have earned is really not theirs. Ms. Helm asserts, give up the home you own to a black or brown family. If that wasn't enough, she then demands that white people send donations to black charities. White people, re-budget your monthly so you can donate to black funds for land purchasing. Not surprisingly, the mainstream media is not giving this list the attention it deserves. Not because the list is legitimate, but because this list proves beyond any doubt that Black Lives Matter, funded by George Soros, is just as racist as the Ku Klux Klan or the National Socialist Movement. In her very well-educated list of demands, she even refers to white men as "lil dick white men." This is yet another typical racist liberal tactic, name-calling, when facts and civil discourse simply will not do. The demand for reparations is nothing new coming from the left, but in some way the call has been gaining traction because of the Black Lives Matter organization. Justin Caruso from the Daily Caller reported yesterday, in one story from this June, a group at the University of Chicago demanded reparations, writing, "Black people do not need a seat at the university's reparations table. They need to own the table and have full control over how reparations are structured." After Ms. Helm was done making her ridiculous list of demands, she even provided her PayPal email address so people could make donations directly to her. I'm sure she is going to use this money responsibly and help the poor and underprivileged people she claims to represent. The demands for money and property were not enough, and Ms. Helm then demands that developers and realtors should allow black families to live rent-free while charging white people. If you are a developer or realty owner of multifamily housing, build a sustainable complex in a black or brown blighted neighborhood and let black and brown people live in it for free. Apparently Ms. Helm has not read up on the laws regarding discrimination in the Fair Housing Act. The diatribe then goes on to assert that white people should inform on and actively attempt to get their co-workers fired for perceived actions or comments which might be racist. Ms. Helm and her Black Lives Matter co-conspirators are of the opinion that this workplace targeting is warranted because all whites are racist, especially white women, who should be at the front of getting their co-workers fired. Ms. Helm even uses some not-so-witty insults. White people, especially white women, because this is y'all's specialty, nosy Jenny and meddling Kathy, get a racist fired. Y'all know what the fuck they be saying. You are complicit when you ignore them. Get your boss fired cause they racist too. This list Ms. Helm published and her racist actions are the reason why people voted for President Trump, will continue to support him, and will get him re-elected in 2020. White people who were otherwise non-political are now being driven into the arms of the right because they are tired of being branded a racist no matter what they do. Sure, there are some white people who have and will continue to placate to Black Lives Matter, and they are just as ignorant and racist. The racist diatribes Ms. Helm published does nothing to bring America together and does everything to drive it apart. Her actions and those of her fellow BLM terrorists are the antitheses of what Martin Luther King Jr. fought and died for. Americans of all races and creeds can't allow this hatred to spread and must resist it with common sense and logic. These are two things liberals can't deal with effectively. Thank you for watching this video. What do you think about this? Share this on Facebook and Twitter along with your comments.